So this is the coding we just did. Let's do a tracing just to know that we know the concept behind it. So we started by saying we will have an index equal -1. And of course, before that, we have our array. So let's assume that originally we have our array as 4. And the value of the array list, we have it as 10. We have 3, we have 5, we have 2. So we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now we will start with index equal -1. So I will say I have a variable index, and index is actually -1. I will have a loop from I0 till the end of the array. So I will have a loop. I will start from 0. It means I is at this location, the first location in my array. So let's just keep it at the top of the array. And then I will say, go to the element at location I modulus 2, is it equal to 1? So currently, if I is 0, it's more like I'm saying, let's have an if condition like this. If list of 0 modulus 2 equals 1. List of 0, what is the element inside list of 0, which is 10. So I'm saying 10 modulus 2, is it 1? This is not the case because we know that 10 is even, so this will not be executed. And because this is an odd and even number, so I will not do the if, but I have to continue with the loop. Once we go to the beginning of the loop, again I will have I. So we will have an increment of I. So I will be moved to the second location. So I should be moving now to location 1. Now what I have to do the following. Again, I have to execute the if statement. If list of I modulus 2 is 1. Currently the value of I is 1, so list of 1. Modulus 2, is it an even number? What is the value inside location 1? The value is a 3. So I will say 3. 3 modulus 2, is it an even number? Yes. So I have to do two things. I have to save the location of I in index. Currently the location of I is 1. Save it in index. So the index will not be -1. Index will be 1. And the meaning of this is that we found an odd number and the value of the location of this odd number is saved in location 1. And then I will break. Why we need a break? Because I should not search for the other elements in the array. We found an odd number and that's enough. So I will just stop over there. So now here I will have to go to the if condition. If index equal -1, the index is 1, so it's not -1. So I will do an output. The first odd number is list of index. Index is 1. List of 1, what is the value of list of 1? The value inside 1, which is 3. The location of the first odd number is index. What is the value of the index? The value of the index is 1. If you have a case where you have no odd numbers, let's do a tracing of this just to make sure that we know that in case of no odd numbers, the value of the index should not be changed. So if n is 4, again, let's assume I have 2, 4, 6, and 8. And we will start with index -1. So I will have here index as -1 for a loop from the beginning till the end of the array. So I will start from location 0. Go and have an if condition. If the element at the first location is odd number, the element at the first location, is it an odd? It's not. So we will not do any of the statements inside if, and I will continue with the for loop. Continue with the for loop, it means now I will be moving to the other location. So I should be moving to location 1. Again, list of 1. Is it an odd number? List of 1, which is 4. It's not an odd number, so we will not do anything. And we'll have to go to the second value of I. So I now will be moving to this value, which is 2. Go and check list of the current I. The current I am having as 2. This is I, 2. The value inside 2 is 6. Is it an odd number? It's not. So again, we will have to go to the for loop. We will reach I as a 3. And we will have the value inside the 3 is 8. Is it an odd number? It's not. Go to the for loop and you finish your array. خلاص. There is no more elements to check. So you finish your for loop, which is this block, and you didn't find any value of an odd number, and that's why the value of the index is still, it is having its old value, original value, which is -1, which means you don't have any odd number. That's why when you come to the if statement and you have a message, if index equal -1, you will output a message, there are no odd numbers. So here we will say because the index is -1, there are no odd numbers. Now, so far what we did is only to find the first odd number. What I need to do now, I have to go and find what is the maximum odd number. If the question was saying only you have to find the first odd number, this will be fine. But because we need to find the maximum odd number. So we know that always we assume the first location is having the odd number. But in our case, we will assume that the element we found, the odd number, it is the maximum value we find. So it's more like index is the maximum value. And then we will have a for loop saying I have integer I. And instead of saying I starts from 1, like the previous normal example of maximum, we will say it will start from index plus 1. And then I should be less than n or less dot length. And then I plus plus. And then as usual, we will mention, we will have an if condition. Go and check that list of I, if it is greater than list of index. If this is the case, what I will do, I will say that index equals I. And then once we finish the loop, I will just output a message saying, so let me just copy this because we will not need these anymore. We will say the maximum odd number is, and the location of the maximum odd number. So the idea behind it, it will work as follow. Now you did the first step, which is finding where is your first odd number. So if my array was 4, and I have the case that I have 10, I have 5, we have 9, and let's assume we have a 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 odd numbers, 5, 9, 3. The maximum odd number is 9 and its location 2. So what we did in step number 1 with the location index, so we started by saying index is -1, and then go and search what is your first odd number. My first odd number is 5 and it's located in location 1. So that's why the value of the index will be now as 1. Now I have to continue by saying from 5, go and search till the end of the array. What is the maximum odd number? So what I'll have to do, I have to say, I need a for loop, and this for loop we'll start from 5, or the number actually after 5 till the end. So what I am assuming, I'm assuming that 5 is the maximum number in location 1, and then starting from the other location, which is location 2. So that's why in the for loop I'm saying start I from location index plus 1. So if the index is 1, index plus 1, which is 2. That's why I'm starting from location 2. Now, starting from this location till the end of the array, so as usual, we will say I should be less than less dot length, and I a plus a plus. Now, the comparison we do, just like as usual with maximum, always we compare the value. So we will say, go and check the list of I if it is greater than the list of index. The idea behind this is go and check the current element. Is it greater than the element we are assuming it's the maximum? So now I am assuming that the element at location 1, which is 5, is the maximum. And then I have to go and compare, is there another element which is greater than this number? So here in our case, list of index as 1, and current I, the value of I, I'm starting from location 2, which is 2. The value of list of I is 9. 9, is it greater than list of 1, which is 5? Yes. So what I'll have to do, I have to say now go and change the value of the index. Go and change the value of the index such that it will be as I. Now index should not be 1, because I know that 9 is greater, and 9 is located in index 2, and index 2 is the value pointed by I. So now index should have the value as I, which is currently as 2. Now still you are within the loop, so you will have to go back and you have to increment I. So I was starting from 2. You will move I, and I will go to location 3. And then again you will do the same process. List of I, is it greater than list of index? And remember, list of I, current value of I is 3. So let's have it in another color. And list of index is currently is 2. List of I, which is 3, is it greater than list of 2, which is 9? 3 greater than 9, it's not. So I will not do any changes. I will go back and then I will continue. And once I finish, the value of the index is 2, which indicates that I have 2 is the location, and inside 2 I have the maximum odd number. But here we have one small thing that we have to remember. We are looking for the maximum odd number. So if we just leave the code as it is, then, and we have a case here, this is instead of 3, we have 30, and I will apply the condition list of I greater than list of max index. It will say yes, 30 is greater than 9. So here I have to add one more condition saying that list of I should be an odd number, and we know how to check the odd number. So I will just add it there by saying it's not enough to check if it is bigger. I have also to check that the list of I is an odd number. So modulus 2 equals 1. So I need 2 statements. I need that list of I greater than the index, and I need that it should be an odd number. Let's try to compile and run, and just to make sure that it works properly. So let's have 4 elements, and let's assume I have only even number, 10, 2, 4, 6. So when we enter, it will say here we have no odd numbers. Let's run it again, and let's assume I have 4 numbers again. Let's have 3 numbers. And I will have 5 as an odd number, 2, and I will have 3. So what I'm expecting that it will say 5 is the maximum odd number. So here we have 5 is the maximum odd number and the location as 0. Let's have an array with all odd numbers. Let's have 5 numbers this time. I will say I have 15, 5, 3, we have 1. So far we have 4 elements, and let's say the last number is 99. So here it will say the maximum odd number is 99 and the location is 4. So here we did the following steps. Let's revisit again. First of all, we have to ask the user for n, which is representing how many elements we need. Then we create the array of size n. So remember, these brackets should be n. And then we will ask the user for values. And after that, because I need to find the odd numbers, I will assume index at the beginning is -1. I will do a for loop from the beginning till the end. Once I have a number which is modulus 2 equals 1, then I will take the index and I will save it. If the question was saying only you have to find the first odd number, then this is the program up to this point will be fine. Otherwise, you have to continue by saying from index +1, so from the location you found your first index, go and check if you have another number that is bigger, and it should be also an odd number. If this is the case, then you will save its location. And you will continue till the end. Once you finish, you will print the location and the value. We can do many modifications of this program. You can find the list of the maximum even number just by changing the operator from modulus 2 equal 1 to modulus 2 equal 0. You can also do the changes that you say, for example, I will need to find only the first odd number, or you need to find some odd numbers greater than specific values. So the program will be there, it will be uploaded for you, and it's already on the Blackboard as part of the previous exam questions. So you have the solution there. Please go try to download and try to compile and run. Play with the values, try to change the programming so you know the sense of these program synthesis. And thank you.